Right, we finally made it to Paddington Station and I'm being called over. What's this?
Bakerloo to Jubilee.
I thought it was the Bakerloo. I knew what I was talking about, so we've got to catch the Bakerloo line now. No sign of any bears, sadly, here at Paddington. Accustomed as we were to Chicago's L train, we weren't used to this whole smooth transit thing. I mean, you're meant to exit with at least a sprained wrist. Thankfully though, the buses were sufficiently bumpy, nearly put a hip out of joint. Paradise. We were on our way to meet one of the foremost experts on all things London, writer and editor Matt Brown. As the editor-at-large of Londonist and writer of London books, Matt's expertise was quite a coup for Lost in the Pond. I mean, he's also my brother, so we didn't have to pay him, which was good.
Now this geezer is called All Hallows Barking, which is a slightly weird name for it, given that it's a good 10 miles from Barking, but it was originally owned by an abbey down there. Most people call it All Hallows by the Tower these days because that's a much more sensible name. It's a really historic church, this. It goes back to Anglo-Saxon times. We're talking 9th, 10th, 11th century, and you can still see inside remnants of that early church. There's an Anglo-Saxon arch in there, which is unique in the whole of London. And for me, it's got the best spire of any church in London, that beautiful copper, wonderful ornament on top there. It's also the church where Samuel Pepys witnessed the Great Fire of London and recorded in his diary the devastation taking place all around him. Well, here's a building, needs no introduction, the Tower of London, famous the world over. Famous primarily for its Tudor connections, all the executions that took place here with the axeman chopping off the heads of various queens. The odd thing about the tower most people don't realise though is that its bloodiest phase was in the 20th century. More people were killed here or executed here in the 20th century than all the other centuries put together, including the Tudor era. These were mostly German spies caught during the Second and First World War. Something like 20 of them were executed in the moat down there.
Tower Hill is significant for me and Tara. We lived less than a mile away from here before the onset of the Great Recession. Our digs were a tad smaller than Henry VIII, so we usually went to his. Good days. The bridge, of course, was the same as always, but architecture along the Thames in general had evolved. Yeah, they've really done up this place since we were here then. No doubt about it. Unlike yours truly, London has grown up. Tall buildings have come to dominate the skyline like never before. And while it doesn't yet match the heights of Chicago, London is steadily making up ground and sky.
Behind those flags there's like a little black, almost like a chimney sticking up. That's called Tower 42, previously the Now West Tower. And throughout most of the 1980s, that was the tallest building in the whole of the kingdom.
Meanwhile, back down on planet Earth, we stopped in for a cheeky beverage at the George Inn, famous for its collection of spirits. Over to you, Matt.
Apparently, in the 19th century, the landlady here, she had this booming trade of coaches coming in and out all the time. And then suddenly the railways opened behind us in London Bridge there, and her trade was totally undermined and nobody came here again. So from that day onwards, she had this real phobia of change and modern technology. And it's said that she still haunts this place today. And anyone here using mobile phones or indeed video cameras is liable to be haunted by her shade.
It was good to be back, if only for a day. As the sun set on the Thames, we took the chance to walk around like tourists in our former city, asking for directions, taking photographs, and generally bothering the locals. Thankfully, one of those locals was my brother. And it was good to see him after all these years. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to hit my stupid little face to subscribe, and please share this video with the world. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and if you would like to support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/lostinthepond.